welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
As you might expect, toasty in Tampa. Let's go down to the sidelines. Back to Tracy before kickoff.
Jim, Tom Brady, 12 losses to the Dolphins, the most to any team in the NFL. 10 of those losses have come on the road, and he told us this week he really struggles with the heat. So he took precautions, getting hydration and IVs, and certainly he's been in Tampa Bay for over a year, but he said he's still not acclimated to it. It is a hot one. The real feel 94 degrees today. We will see if either of these Florida teams are affected by this weather.
Yeah, expected to get into the 90s, as Tracy said, and the Buccaneers have deferred at the top. Pinion to send it down the way to Jalen Waddle, the rookie out of Alabama that, Tony, you said could be such a threat today. Now, here we go. 3-1 versus 1-3, and a touchback to get it started, bringing out Jacoby Brissett and the Dolphins to get this game started. He will be working behind a reworked offensive line. This is not something that got a lot of attention this week, but they've made a shift. They're starting Liam Eichenberg, the rookie out of Notre Dame, at left tackle area, 74, and Austin Jackson moves inside. He moves to left guard in place of Solomon Kindley. Gaskin is the running back. They come out in the gun with 3 receivers to the right now. They send Waddle in motion. Over to Waddle. Get the ball in his hands quickly and takes a couple of quick hits. Richard Sherman got to him first. Short gain it is for Miami. So here you go, Tony. What about this switch on the offensive line with Eichenberg getting the start? He did start week 1 in the Dolphins' lone win of the season up at New England.
And I think that piqued the interest, right? Because he played well. And you see Jackson just has struggled, right, with his feet on the outside. Last year's first-round pick, 73. So they're going to move him inside. Less space. He can get his hands on it because when he does, he's a really good player. I like the switch. I think this is going to help this offense because they have not been doing a great job up front.
That first play goes down as a rush for Waddle of 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Brissett throwing on the run. Are the feet down? Official says yes, it's a catch at the 48 by Preston Williams.
Scramble, throw on the sideline. Toes are in.
Are they?
Ish. Good job getting on the ball and snapping it.
Yeah, Brissett was aware. Hold on a whistle.
Red flag out.
That was awfully close.
Bruce threw the flag.
Before the snap, Tampa Bay has thrown their challenge flag.
Jerome Boger in his 16th year, and now he'll go back and take a closer look at this. Boy, that is so close. Maybe this one will tell us. Might be a catch after all.
Managing type 2 diabetes?
On it.
On it.
Punching the catch by Preston Williams. Did he get the feet down? As we're going to break, it certainly looked like it.
I think he, there's no way to overturn it, right? You see the foot there on the edge. It looks like it's a catch. Both feet touch the ground. But when you really look, here's Bruce Arians right here. He's watching this. So he sees from that angle the feet down at the bottom right there. And when he sees that, he says, oh, that's not a catch. The other coach, he says it as well, because I think he sees the outside of that foot touch it.
The rule on the field stands as a completion.
Just couldn't overturn it. Not enough evidence.
It's first time
21-yard gain. It's only the 10th play of the season for Miami of 20 yards plus.
And that's how they're going to create. Yeah, I want to see him throw the ball 20 the first 25 plays today.
Okay.
You know, I really believe they can't go into a running contest on first down and let these big guys up front in Tampa just control the game. The way to beat them is put all the big guys in on defense right now and then take your shots outside early.
So first down at the 48. Tampa's offsides, I believe. As Brissett's pass is knocked away at the line of scrimmage by JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul, but Tampa jump.
Offside, defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And they get him with a great job with the cadence. You'll see the top of the screen. Pierre-Paul up top. Gets offsides right there, and then the snap, and all go. First play. You see, that's what they're doing, Jim. First down. They're trying to run the ball down the field. All go. That's awesome. That's what we're saying. You got to do it against this team. You don't do it on third down. You do it on first and second.
Here's 1st and 5, and out of the backfield, the completion to Gaskin, shoved out by Whitehead. He's going to have a pickup of 4. 2nd and 1 coming up. Bucs defense under the direction of Todd Bowles, #1 rush defense the last 2 years, and leading in that category again this year. And last Sunday, the Patriots had -1 yard rushing. Up that.
And that's why it's like these guys are so big up front. They're dominant on this D-line now. It's like you want the big guys to have to actually play the pass.
Great pass. And breaking free on the spin move is Preston Williams. And Miami with some big plays on the opening drive.
Well, throwing the ball on every single down. This is the way to do it. Preston Williams catches a hitch and turns and goes, and this is where the corners, right? We talked about the pass defense on Richard Sherman coming in his 2nd game. Sherman takes a bad angle there, and I love what the plan is for Miami right now, Jim.
They're
throwing it every down.
Yep, 34 yards with that one. Preston Williams with 2 big catches. And here's the handoff to Gaskin. Hit early by Edwards and falls forward to the 5. So Williams stepping up. This is a wide receiver core without Devontae Parker inactive. They traded Jakeem Grant at the beginning of the week to Chicago, even though he was way back in the receiving lineup. And Will Fuller on IR after last week, after a broken finger.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be a really good offense, I thought. A lot of weapons. Right now, they need to get the ball to Waddle down the field a little more, but him and Gesicki are going to be the major focal points. But watch out for Preston like he did there. He's got some ability.
2 catches for 55 yards. Handoff. Gaskin leveled at the line of scrimmage by Shaq Barrett. That'll be 3rd and goal.
Remember that whole time when I said they should throw it on every down?
Yeah.
The last 2 have gotten them about 2 yards, and that one, wow, that was a hit.
Now you got 3rd and goal. You mentioned Gesicki. He has 7 red zone catches, Gesicki. They're tied in. All 7 of those red zone catches have gone for touchdowns over the last several years.
Well, this is where everyone's up in there. You got to get the ball out of your hands quickly. Throw it, 1 step, throw it.
Set at the goal line, should have been caught. That was Waddle. We do have a marker down.
I think it's offensive pass interference. If you're going to be that wide open, I mean, can't tell me that that's. You just don't see people this open. Let's see here.
Pass interference, offense, number 88. This penalty is declined.
Big play, Tony.
4th down.
Yeah, when I saw he was that wide open. But you see, Jacoby there, it's all out pressure. Just a little late, disregarding the fact that, he missed on the throw a little bit, but he's, all out pressure. He's got to get the ball in his hands. That's one of the key things in this game is Brissett getting the ball out of his hands early. Trust what you see, let it go. Because right now he's a little risk averse, right? He's taking care of the ball so much, he's thinking about it so much. But the way to win, you've got to be able to let it go and trust all your film study and everything else.
Jason Sanders for an opening drive field goal, just 23 yards away. 4 of 5 on the season. The hold by Pilardi. And Miami got it inside the 10, ran it a couple of times.
And that's why it stalled.
Yep, exactly.
This is a historic run defense they're going against, Jim.
And tonight's winning number, 43.
Yes! If you plan for it.
Back here in Tampa, Florida, Tampa Bay Bucks about to see the football for the first time. Miami has scored first in 4 of the 5 games this year. The only one was the Week 2 shutout loss to the Buffalo Bills, when they did not score first, didn't score at all. And the kick by Sanders will not be returned by Mickens. So let's bring out the man who has just all the records that you can come up with. the career leader all-time in passing yards now after last week. They gave him the trifecta as he moved past Drew Brees, got the most quarterback wins, the most touchdown passes. And we got a flag on the field. Tampa Bay is backing up off of a touchback.
Illegal formation. Receiving team, number 51, outside of the setup zone. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's the 4th special team penalty of this young season for the Bucs. They had only 4 special team penalties in all of 2020. So they got a 1st and 10 at the 20 to begin it for their offense. It's Fournette, who was called on heavily last Sunday night. And New England, 1-yard gain brought down by the rookie first-rounder Jalen Phillips. Here's the offensive lineup for the Bucs. Right across the line, Smith on the left, Wirfs on the right. Of course, all these many options that you have when you talk about the likes of Evans, Godwin, Antonio Brown comes in. Of course, Gronkowski is inactive with the broken ribs. Second and 9. Complete to Howard. Good enough for the first. Eric Rowe on the coverage, the former teammate of Brady's at New England, unable to contain Howard, and a gain of 9 and a first. Here's the Miami defense. Josh Boyer, their coordinator. Of course, last year this was a team that led the league in takeaways. Rambunctious group that it was, had 29 last year. And there's Boyer, also of course with his Patriot ties. Here's a 1st and 10 as Brady loads it up and fires on the sideline, caught by Evans. Gets to his feet and picks up an extra 3 or 4 before Byron Jones is there to push him out.
I mean, you talked about Brady throwing it great this whole week. What a route. He goes all the way into his back hip pocket, and he makes Jones turn around. And that's where you feel like, no, he's not going to keep running an extra 2 yards. That's too long, right? And Brady steps up, loads, and then fires this across the field, showing that arm strength hasn't dropped off at all.
A gain of 26.
Alert, alert! Alabama, alert! We need team.
Fournette gets another 1st down carry. This one's going for big yardage. Fournette all the way to the 27. Running behind Donovan Smith, and Antonio Brown on that left side helped to develop also.
This is where this offensive line, just watch the left side of these two. They're going to go ahead. Tom kills the play because he likes the numbers over there. But their ability to move you, displace you, right? As a defense, you're trying to set the edge and turn it back in, but you're not setting anything if you're moving laterally, and Fournette does the rest. But, you know, this team is not running the ball incredibly well, right? 30th, but they're like 1st in pass. But they can run it when they want to. It seems like they just choose not to a lot.
1st downs on their last 3 plays. Make it 4 1st downs on the last 4 plays as Godwin gets into the act with the catch in front of Howard, and a gain of 13.
This is a play action. Godwin goes up. Brady's back's turned, and he fires it on his back shoulder. Can't help but think he didn't do that to make sure, because he's a hair late right here. And then he's like, oh, I got to throw it. And he keeps him back shoulder so he stays in bounds.
Ball spotted at the 14. Godwin with a catch. Evans with a catch. Howard with a catch.
I mean, what do you do, right? You sit here and you do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are we supposed to do?
Can't take them all away. That's the thing. 1st down, run, Fournette. Pick up a 4.
And that's why your defensive front has to shut the run down against this team, right? Almost to be non-existent, so you can't worry about it. And you almost have to play pass defense on every down. Give them 3-4 yards once in a while. You just can't give them the 10, 12, 15s. And, you know, last week, the Patriots, sometimes you're leaving guys one-on-one. They did a good job, and the plays were just off, and that allowed them to really play successful, you know, against Tom. But
Boy, they'd love to have this guy down at this point. Already with 4 touchdowns through the first 3 weeks. Sat out last week and this week with broken ribs. Gronk watching on from the sideline. 2nd and 6. Back to the end zone they go, and it's just out of reach for Godwin. Holland is the defender.
Well, this was going to be wide open. Brady just couldn't wait because you got pressure come across. But watch, it's a play action, and he's going to wait for Godwin to come across the field, and he can't hold it anymore because of the pressure by Phillips on the left side.
Tony, this is what they really were unhappy about last week, unable to finish some of these drives. And again, with the absence of Gronkowski, man, he opens up so much for him.
It's a game changer because you have to double him. He's never covered even when he's covered.
3rd and 6, complete, and flying into the end zone is Giovanni Bernard.
And the pressure comes. Brady has to get the ball out. Bernard runs an incredible option route, and Brady's going to get smoked right as he lets it go. And he knows he's hot, right? You can feel him coming from his right. Throw it. Bernard one-on-one on Jerome Baker and makes a miss. What a play call and a drive. And you knew they were going to get back when they're at home, right? It's been a little rough 2 weeks for this offense, maybe not really. I mean,
they lost at Los Angeles, and last week it wasn't as explosive as they usually are. Extra point, suck up, it's good. Bernard is back from injury. He's got his 2nd touchdown as a Buck, the former Bengal. That's a way to find the end zone with an extra bit of drama. Opening drive touchdown for Tampa Bay here at Raymond James Stadium. Giovanni Bernard giving them a nice little wrinkle they didn't really have last year. Fournette and Ronald Jones had issues catching the ball out of the backfield, so they went and got the former Bengal, who made a lot of good plays in his time in Cincinnati, and Brady loves having that as an extra weapon. Passing downs. For Tom, by the way, that's now all combined, regular and post, 675 touchdown passes. Finding the fountain of youth, you got Ponce de Leon on the eastern side of Florida, and on the west coast of the Sunshine State, you got TB12.
Well, I think you see just the weapons he has here, right? I mean, it's not like he's all of a sudden way different than 2 years ago. He's just fountain of youth is have a ton of talent around you, and you get to show off your abilities. And I think the combination of it all, it's really shown.
Play action, the set, backing up and in trouble. Able to get out to Gaskin. Gaskin weaving out for about 8 or 9. Good piece of running by Gaskin. Could have been a loss. It's gain of 9 instead. And hurry up time, tempo time for Miami.
I still like it, right? They've thrown it on all the early downs except for 1 first down. They've thrown it. That's awesome. Stay aggressive. That's how you're going to be able to do this.
2nd and 1. With a new set of downs with that carry. Pick up of 3 for Gaskin. Eichenberg, that left tackle. Austin Jackson at left guard for the first time. Eichenberg they took in the 2nd round. Has started a couple games on the right side too. Set up a screen to Gaskin. JPP misses. Gaskin takes it to the 50. And give Greg Manns, their center, some credit for that, going for 12.
A screen pass, first down, make them think you're running again and throw it. Executing perfectly. If you're a Dolphins fan, JPP's rushing, kind of got to let him go. It's good pursuit. Jason Pierre-Paul coming back. He was questionable, right?
Yep. With the shoulder. First down from the 49.
If you're ever going to run it, this would be the front, but don't. Just keep throwing it.
Pass out of reach. Got away from him. Trying to hit Ahmed with that one. Well, Jacoby Brissett, with his New England ties, tremendous relationship with Tom Brady after being on the roster with him back in 2016. Tom has nothing but high praise for him. Says a great friend, special guy, really love him. 2nd and 10. Complete for a first down. Well done. Hollins comes in to make the catch. Matt Hollins.
Awesome job by Brissett. Getting the ball out of his hands quickly, pressure coming. You know, this team has not been great in the second quarter this year.
Without a touchdown.
But that's what we want to see out of Brissett right there, right? That's get the ball out. When you see it, trust it. It's a blitz. And he was just hanging on a little bit too much when I was watching the tape, but you can't help but root for this kid. He's a hard worker, you know, and he knows the game. He studies it. He wants to do so well, and he has the ability. You're going to see 2 or 3 plays. You're like, oh, it's pretty good. He did something special there every game.
1st and 10. And now, rolling right. Able to get away. That was, the chase was on by Joe Tryon Shonyanka, the rookie out of Washington.
The internal pressure here. See how Brissett has to go back. That's sometimes where I want him to reset his feet right there, right? Turn and go to the other side. But he moves out of the pocket.
Goes as a sack because it was no gain. So Tryon Shonyanka has 3 sacks in his 5th game in the NFL.
And they like this kid.
2nd and 10. Lofts it, takes a little something off of it, and got a flag. Cockrell on the coverage. Waddle was the receiver.
And good job. Waddle's been doing a great job underneath over and over, but this time they run him on a wheel, and he's going to get a penalty on 43.
Pass interference. Defense, number 43. Spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
A little shove right at about the 30-yard line is what they called.
It seems nitpicky, but that's a penalty. You can't do that.
That moves the football just inside the 30. So Miami got it inside the 10. Had 1st and goal on its first series before settling for a field goal. Now driving again. It's there right across the middle for a quick 4 or 5. Shaheen with the catch.
First down throw.
And here's your Romo report, which I think you've already pretty much told us.
Yeah, this
was inside that report.
Yeah, this was what we came into the game, right? We're just telling you now, but it's throw it on 1st and 2nd down. And that's what they're doing right now with the Dolphins. That gives them a chance. I mean, you don't go against their strength, right? And they're doing a great job right now. 10 passes, 4 rush. Probably even more than that because Jacoby ran on a pass one time.
And his first play of the game counted as a run when he tossed it over to Waddle. Here he goes toward the end zone. Gaskin has it. Wide open for the touchdown.
Well, another pass, 2nd down. Coverage bust right here. It's a zone coverage, and no one carries because Jason Pierre-Paul doesn't get in that position very often. But you see the flat route and then the wheel. Gaskin, what a great job play calling. Brissett being calm that time and letting it go.
George Godsey calling the plays with great effectiveness here in the 1st quarter.
Streamlined it this week, right? Go right into the quarterback, doesn't go through 2 people this time.
Extra point. Sanders' kick is good. So 2 drives by Miami, both resulting in scores, a field goal and a touchdown. Gaskin with the touchdown. A couple of weeks ago, members of the Dolphins teamed with local students of the Jason Taylor Foundation to paint a mural inspired by the culture of Miami. Brissett with the touchdown pass. He did go under the blue tent during that break. He's back out now. Here's the kick. It'll lead to yet another touchback. And let's take a look at Next Gen Stats powered by AWS.
Oh, these guys, right? They're pretty good. Their route recognition. This Mike Evans, he runs a lot of go routes. This team gets the ball down the field. We've already seen a ton of it. Comebacks, out routes. And, you know, we used to talk about Brady throwing it short and everything. This offense is different. Bruce Arians throws the ball down the field, and they want to. Byron Leftwich. And Brady's shown that arm over and over again. That's why they're so tough to defend. They throw it quick. They throw it down the field. They stretch it vertically and horizontally. And there it is, Jim.
To your point right there. Got a timeout called by Miami.
Kind of goes to show you, Tom will just make whatever offense he's in, and he'll get good at that. Right?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing to the lead since he became a Buccaneer, the entire league in pass plays 45 yards plus. Because, you know, we did a lot of his games his final year at New England. People weren't talking about, does he have that? Different philosophy, different set of receivers, of course, too. But that arm, it's as lively as it's ever been. Even this week, when we met with Bruce Arians, he said, you know, today in practice, I think I saw Tom throw it better than he's ever thrown it, which is pretty amazing.
He said that, and it's like, wow. But you know what? It's true. He's almost perfected the art of putting his arm on plane and throwing a ball perfectly. It's just in person, if you've ever seen it, it's just different. And people don't realize how good that is. And see if he's got an arm here, because he's going to have to throw this ball right away. They usually have some cool little play to get it out fast.
First and 10, good toss, caught. That's Antonio Brown. His first catch goes for 11. Our first update to JB and Boomer in New York.
Love the moxie of Joe Burrow.
Yeah, how about Joe Burrow hits Samaje Perine right out of the backfield, 4-yard touchdown pass. Burrow 9 of 12, 52 yards. And the Bengals take a 7-0 lead over the Packers.
That's the way I could describe him, Jim and Tony.
Well done. By the way, that catch by AB a moment ago, career catch number 900, fastest to ever get there, is Fournette with a quick burst, picks up 7 on first down.
And it's just so hard when you watch the tape. Who are you going to double team, right? Tom just goes to the next guy, because everyone's trying to double team Mike Evans, and then it's like, okay, then it's Godwin. Well, then he throws to AB, and then you double team AB, throws it to Godwin. And don't even get me started when Gronk's back. You know, it's just.
And Gronk really, before the ribs, he was back like the Gronk of old. Way better than last year's version.
Yes, I mean, just understand this offense. They're understanding how to use him. And then Tom and him have such a rapport. He just put the ball at a high point and he catches it.
There's Godwin. Took it from a high point right there. And races to the 40-yard line of Miami before tripped up by Holland.
Well, fake the handoff, fire it. Like you talked about, high point, and he does. And Godwin, I think, is going to be an important part to this game. Watch this block. Boom.
Man, oh man.
Donovan Smith comes flying in.
That was a crunch. So a gain of 18. Already got 216 yards of offense. Make that 226 combined. Brady standing still now, looking down the field, and incomplete. Fournette was the one running down the sideline, and Roberts was running with him.
Watch the bottom. Tom's going to be like, oh, no. AB, he chose the other side, right? But watch Antonio Brown here. Wide open, running down the sideline. But you got a guy on the other side running the same route. It'd have been a little easier throw on the other side.
Better chance of completion.
Yeah, and it's just one of those where you pick the side. You don't know which one's going to come wide open, right? But he's looking off the safety and he stayed there.
Second and 10. That's back to Fournette for another 7. All right, Tracy, down to you with the update.
Well, Jim, you mentioned that Jacoby Brissett was in the blue tent right after that drive, and it is a left hamstring injury. They are saying his return is questionable. I'm watching him. He's walking up and down. He's definitely uncomfortable, took some pain medication. They have a heating pad ready for him. As of now, it looks like he's going to try and go through this, but Rob Sinnott is the backup quarterback, and he is talking, or Reed Sinnott, sorry, is talking to the wide receivers just to get on the same page in case he has to go in.
Well, of course, Tua, thank you, Tracy. Tua still on IR, eligible to return this week. There is no one else after Sinnott. 3rd and 4. Brady's pass, caught at the 20. And we've got a penalty as well. Adam Butler hit Brady after he delivered the throw.
Defense, number 25. This penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
He was holding on Howard up top, but it doesn't matter because Mike Evans gets open. Brady does a great job sliding in the pocket, throwing the ball. But watch, this is what for Brissett, right? Reset and still fire when people are around you instead of just running and moving. And Tom says, all right, game on.
Okay, Adam, I used to see you in practice up in New England all the time. I'm glad you didn't fall on me there. He did back off a little bit after he took him to the ground.
Dinner's on me next time.
Yeah, exactly. Ronald Jones is in for the first time, and he's going to get the football. Jones for 4 to close out an exciting first quarter with a lot of offense. Miami, 2 possessions, resulting in a field goal and a touchdown, leading 10-7 after the first 15 here in Tampa, Florida. Well, look at all the yardage in that first quarter. On pace for 1,000 yards, kind of like what we saw in college football. What a great day it was for that yesterday. Up and down the field in so many of those big games. We start the second quarter. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. With the Bucs driving, 2nd and 6. Brady, pump fake and throws. Godwin, the target, incomplete. Howard on the coverage. And Tracy, back down to you.
Jim, we saw Jacoby Brissett hurt that left hamstring. He was just carted into the locker room. He remains questionable to return. He's being further evaluated. Reed Sinnett will get this start. He will come in right now. He was on the Tampa Bay practice squad last year, so this Bucs team actually knows him well.
Yes, he was the final cut last year by Tampa Bay. They gave him a big signing bonus as an undrafted free agent out of the University of San Diego, the Toreros. But they waived him 6 days later. Miami put him on the practice squad where he remained all of 2020.
It's going to be interesting. He's going to play by the seat of his pants here. He's going to sling the football when you see him.
Oh, they've got Brady back at the 25. They take him down.
I mean, it's just a great bull rush by Jerome Baker, 55. He's coming right in on the tailback. Watch, Bernard has to block him. And now Brady can't wait for the route. And that's why when you bring in a scat back,
just
you want him to release. Yeah.
Too much for him to handle Baker.
Point, yep. Miami, great job. Flores coming up, Boyer. When he's in the game, you blitz him, make him block. It's a good matchup.
42-yard field goal try for Ryan Succop, who had that late fourth quarter 48-yarder that won it last week for the Bucs, 19-17. The winning point. This from 42. And Ryan Succop delivers the goods. 10-10 a minute into the second quarter. And look who's back. Brissett, helmet on. We're back at 30 after this.
My retirement plan with Boger keeps me moving forward. They guide me with achievable steps that give me confidence. This is my granddaughter. She's cute like her grandpa. Boger doesn't just help me get to retirement. They're with me all the way through it.
Boger, be confident to and through retirement.
Dale, 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 dale. En el baile, todos se. Dale, 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 dale.
Well, Jacoby Brissett was taken to the locker room on a cart, and then they brought him back out on a cart. This is a powers of recovery like you've never seen. He's coming back in during that field goal sequence for Tampa Bay, and he wants that. He doesn't want to give up that position.
Well, I think obviously then if you're cutting him back out, it means that he doesn't really want to run that far. So you're protecting that as much as you can, whatever it is. Less running movement. But now, if you're Tampa, oh no, we're wanting him to move now. It's like we're going to go ahead and pressure him, make him get outside the pocket instead of the plan before was not to let him do that.
He's 8 out of 10 for 119 yards and a touchdown.
He's played fantastic this game. I mean, a really good start. He's let the ball go. He's thrown in rhythm. He's trusted what he's seen. And that's why they're, tied 10-10 right now. I've never seen someone cart back in and
record.
play. That is different. It's a record for the most carts.
This confirmed that it is
playing.
Yeah, the quickest trip to the locker room and back in NFL history. First down. Dump it off to Gaskin, who has a 5th catch, leading 1 for the touchdown. And he's got a quick 5.
Another first down throw.
You know, Brissett, raised in South Florida. He met Bill Parcells in high school, took great interest in what he was doing. They remained very close. That, of course, is someone you're very close to. You played for Coach Parcells, so you guys sat around yesterday and did a few Parcells imitations, which were quite good, I have to say.
Oh, yeah, Coach is one of my all-time favorites. He's the one who started. I got to start in the NFL with him.
Best.
He took a chance on me.
How would he have described that 1-yard play right there?
Sometimes you got to pound it at him, right? I mean, I just don't love it. And sometimes you can, but I do it more situationally than that. That almost is like a break, like you're giving up a play sometimes. But, oh, you're saying his...
I was hoping you would do like Parcells speak.
We're going to hit anyone today. I mean, come on. What is this?
3rd and 4 coming up.
Usually football players block. I'm just telling you guys. Sometimes if you're an offensive lineman, football players, they like blocking sometimes. You guys should try it.
There you go.
All right, you got to get this out in 1 second.
Now,
throw it.
He will. Incomplete. Trying to go back to Preston Williams. Dean on the tight coverage.
That's where they missed Parker, right? Parker's that big body, and Preston's good, but Parker makes those tough contested catches, and then you know those back shoulders exactly how he's going to do it. I thought the ball was fine. They were a little out of sequence.
First punt of the game for either side. Pilardi. Able to field a wayward snap. Mickens watches it bounce around near the 30. And then it's down by Hollins at the 29. Tom Brady, 8 of 11 for 107 yards and a touchdown.
He's got to pick it up, Jim.
Comparable numbers for these two. Of course, this second quarter, we just coming off a 3 and out for Miami, and that's been problematic for them here early in the season. Haven't produced much of anything and given up a lot. The Bucs go on the ground with Jones. We're talking about Tom's deep appreciation for his former teammate. Here you go, back in 2016. Of course, Tom missed action early in that season, and then Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt, so we had Brissett making his first ever start on a Thursday night game. And you can see celebrating a championship together.
I'm going to get a shirt of myself and give it to my friends. Have them wear it around.
On that list?
Do you want to get one?
I'd love to have one.
I just think that's
extra
cool.
large.
You are not cool unless you have that on your shirt.
His first game. Second and 6, and it's Jones. And they run it twice with him, so now we got about 3rd and 2 or 3 to go.
This is exactly, though, if I'm Miami, how I want this game to go. I want to invite them to run the ball and just get them into these 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4s, and then you get a tip ball, you get someone beats someone up front, you know, all of a sudden someone actually wins in the secondary, and they slip, right? And that's the way that you're going to get off the field. It's like small because they're so precise and so explosive. You got to make it come down to one play like this.
Bernard is back in. Right across the middle. Able to pick up the first and a whole lot more. Antonio Brown will not be touched. "62 yards. Brady to Brown."
Now we talked about how explosive these guys are. Miami with a great stunt up the middle to get Kappa, and watch Brady. You're going to see the stunt come right in here. And now pause this right here. He's throwing this ball to this guy under that pressure all the way across. That's anticipation. That's toughness. And that's why he is still playing. And why he's so rare to do those things over and over again in the face of pressure. That's Tom Brady.
And he took on one of the best cover guys in the league. Xavier Howard was the man beaten on that play, and the extra point makes it 17-10 Tampa Bay. Antonio Brown's longest reception since 2018 goes for 62 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, and by Trulicity.
It was 8 months ago. That's when it was. We sat in this very booth and watched it unfold. Number 7 for Tom. Tom Brady's longest completion, by the way. We're talking about the longest catch by Brown. It's also Tom's longest pass play in 3 years.
I mean, Antonio Brown ran an unbelievable route there too, right? I talked about Brady, but that Brown got open across the field. This guy still is playing at an incredibly high level.
Coinciding with the start of Latinx Heritage Month, the NFL launched its Por la Cultura initiative to celebrate the vibrancy, commonalities, and differences within the Latinx community. Visit NFL.com to learn more. And now, after the last series, coming back from the locker room, short work.
You need something on this drive, right? You feel that, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like this has to happen for them.
We got Isaiah Ford into the game for the first time. Just brought up the practice squad, and he's thrown to for a short gain. Sherman decks him right away. Pick up 3.
And Sherman's going to get better and better each week. It was impressive last week for him to come right off, you know, and play a whole game, basically.
Seriously.
I mean,
he did give up 9 completions.
Still, though,
Mac Jones.
Just to be able to play that long, let's say, right?
I don't know how he did it, but with a great respect for him, all through the staff about his football acumen, how quickly he could pick up on things.
Well, he's just one of the brightest defensive players I've been around, for any position. He knows the game so well.
2nd and 7. The set, launching over the head of everybody. Mike Edwards of Tampa Bay, the safety, was closest to that. Update time. JB Boomer, it's all yours.
Jim, Alvin Kamara is a bad man.
Shot right out of a cannon. He takes it right up the middle for a 23-yard touchdown run. They tied the score. And Jim, just so you know, there have been 7 extra points missed thus far today. Back to you guys.
Ooh, what a little heads up. Thank you, Boomer.
Oh, man, I tell you what, that just got Jim excited.
I love missed extra point. That gets me going. That was pretty unusual, though. You got to.
Your wife Courtney, sometimes you're like, talk to me about extra points.
3rd and 7. You are a very bad man. Gesicki goes out of bounds with that one. Pick up a first down.
And he's more like a wide receiver, right? Tight end for sure, but they're going to classify him as a glorified wide receiver. So when he's in the game, you're calling as if it's a nickel package or a dime. You're not calling base personnel with big people in. And
his first catch, and it came on 3rd down. It's a big one. They couldn't afford another quick series. Gain of 12.
Decisive, great throw. And for those of you who want to see some athleticism, he's got it. Maybe we have something we can show you, but we need a 2-yard run right here.
Yeah, you're queuing up the truck. As Brissett completes it to Williams. 5 yards picked up on that. Now, just take a look at Gesicki. Maybe the most interesting tight end in the world, Gesicki.
Oh, gosh. Where'd you guys get my highlights from high school?
Well, some of that you might have been able to do, not all of that.
I could do none of that.
Gesicki, 19 catches on the season. He's had that big touchdown catch that beat New England in Week 17, knocked them out of the bye week. Look at White lose his helmet as he tries to bring down Smythe. Just a pickup of 2.
Under pressure, Brissett, he could actually wait for this curl route, but he decides to let it go right to the flat. I love that. That's great. He made a decision. He let the ball go in rhythm, got it out of his hands. That's going to limit the amount of time the defense wants to keep pressuring. Just getting it out when they're not even getting close to you. Stay in phase.
Another 3rd down for Miami. 3rd and 3.
I mean, this has to be a Waddle play, right?
Tough pass, broken up. That's Cockrell who denied Waddle for the first down catch.
I mean, it's so close. It's just a great defensive play. The ball is perfect.
Oh.
Cockrell gets his hand maybe there early, actually. That could have been close, but bang, bang. Good jump on the ball.
And Miami going for it.
Have to. Flores is not scared.
4th and 3.
Granted, if he doesn't get this, it's close. I'd go for this 100%.
Or they're just trying to draw him. Timeout called by the Bucs.
Timeout, Tampa Bay. Their second 30-second timeout.
And Coach Flores just adamant, his message to the team yesterday. We met with him late. Just don't beat ourselves.
Yeah, they have been too much, you know.
It's happened through the last 3 weeks. Got the Verizon halftime report coming up shortly. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher. More on the missed extra points. All coming up on the Verizon halftime report. That got you so fired up. You know, that means we're probably going to have one in our game.
I think you're right. You call these, you're always right on that stuff. 4th and 3. I want to see empty. Come on, spread them out. There they go. Get someone back into the backfield. You got man all-out pressure. Come on. Block and throw this in 1 second. He's wide open.
2, 1. They're not snapping it.
Oh.
Yep.
They just tried to draw him off. I wanted to see him go for that.
You know, we're seeing so much more of it around the league these days with the likes of Brandon Staley, Stefanski at Cleveland, Staley at the Chargers. They meet later today, by the way.
Delay of a game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
But it is, you know, not even halfway through the second quarter.
That's risky, no question. But like anytime, I mean, it's like going against a champ, right? You got to risk stuff to beat him. You can't just play everything. Now, this isn't a terrible decision because 17-10. If they go another 80, 90 yards, okay. Then you know for sure it's going to be a really long day because it feels like that right now. But you can't give him 30, 40 yards.
There's Pilardi's boot. Flies only to the 20. It's not what Miami wanted.
I still would have gone for it. Especially, you know what you can do there, Jim? You can go up to the line, see what you get. And if you love the look, you snap it. If you don't, then you take the penalty and punt.
To live is...
Tampa Bay 3 for 3 as far as scoring on possessions and taking over here after a 35-yard punt. 6 minutes to go in the half, leading by 7. Fournette had a steam to the 30-yard line.
Well, the Bucs offense so far, we talked about the go routes earlier, but the route running exceptional. No one plays more man coverage in the league than Miami because they can cover. But the problem, nobody likes to go against man more than Tom Brady and these wide receivers because they are very hard to cover, all of them man-to-man. And you see the route running just...
And you see the offensive coordinator, Myron Leftwich.
Outstanding. I mean, he's done an unbelievable job merging this thing with Tom, that relationship and his selflessness, and then his ability to get his team into the right stuff. I'm really impressed with what he's done.
2nd and 4, wide open. AB got the first down yardage. Needed 4, got 5. How about Antonio Brown with his first catch today, becoming the fastest to ever reach 900 receptions. Fewer games than the previous mark held by Marvin Harrison. The rebirth now of his career, here in Tampa Bay.
It looked like it was over a few years back, didn't it?
Sure did. One guy that believed him forever, though, is Tom Brady.
He did.
First at New England, then down here. Very short stint in New England. Here's 1st and 10. The deep ball. Oh, it could have been caught. Evans and Howard tangled up, jump ball. You would think Evans might be the one to come down with it, but Howard battled with it too.
And he really should have caught it. It's almost one of those that's like, where's the sun, right? Is it directly? Because that thing was up in the sky. Tom got hit. The ball gets, kind of floaty on him, so it's underthrown. But usually that's for the receiver. They can come right back under and get it. But there's the sun. It is out here.
It's in the sky.
Shockingly.
Maybe a play to factor in that, just seeing the angle. 2nd down and 10. They bring in Tyler Johnson now at receiver. And that's going to be Howard again, working the middle. I think they spot him right on the mark needed for the 1st down. Yep, gain of 10.
Now this is where Miami feels like, oh no, what do we do? We're just going to zone everything out. Get everyone out of here. Because at a certain point, Tom just destroys the man-to-man. The problem is, this team's really good all over. He's just going to throw it nickel and dime you. That's what he's done in zones. You have to pressure this guy and make it look like zone or man and play hybrids, I call it. And but they've got to get more guys up in there, right?
How about 10 completions out of 11 going for 1st downs, and he's going long again. 2 Dolphin defenders, though, had the track on that one, incomplete. AB trying to go deep for a 2nd time in this quarter.
This was the best right here. You see 25 turn and run, Howard on him, and I think that's how you have to play this. If they want to run go routes, you let Tom throw it one-on-one there, but you got to stop all the crossing stuff in the middle. All the stuff man-to-man that comes across the field when he scored the touchdown earlier, right? Make those low percentage throws, and if they make them, they make them, but you can't give them the stuff in the middle.
2nd and 10. Fournette. Oh, he just runs over McCourty, trying to find that 1st down yardage, and he does.
Just another soft zone. Tom gets it out quickly, and then Fournette does the rest, just finishing downhill.
5 straight pass plays for Brady and the Bucs. Going up top again. Looking long again. Heaves it toward the end zone, and no one back there. Just threw it away.
Chris Godwin stopped on this route. He's going to be upset with himself because he thought Tom wasn't going to throw it to him, and then he falls down, loses a shoe, a towel, something. And Tom, actually, you see up top, 14 right here. Boom. Oh, he actually just tripped, but he was kind of slowing down right there.
Not sure he would have ever caught up with that one.
No.
2nd and 10.
But you see how it's like you got to let him one-on-one way down the field. Make him throw those balls way down the field. And when you get up here, put the guys up in the line of scrimmage. Make Tom throw it quick.
Just barely beat the play clock. Snapped it with 1 second on it.
Should be offsides. 21,
encroachment,
right?
defense, number 80. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It's definitely not 8. It's 21. 8 was in the back end. Holland was not. 21's going to be right here, row.
On number 80.
Yes.
So a 2nd and 5.
Go down. 55.
Going to clear it out the backfield. Swing it over to Fournette. Ducks under. What a move. To about the 28. He went under Jerome Baker and gets eventually tossed down on the Miami sideline and loses a helmet. Pick up a 12. Puts Brady over 200 yards passing in this 1st half.
Now this is making it tough, the motion. So you're going to see Fournette. Well, he's going to be guarded right here. But Baker takes way too long. Oh, shoot, I got to go over and cover him. Tom snaps it fast. Now he's outflanked, and then Fournette does the rest. Great play design. That's why people walking around, you got to get alignment, assignment, key, technique.
And Brady sees it all. He sees any little opening.
He sees the leverage, and he's like, you're out leveraged.
206 yards passing. Looking for more. Got rid of it quickly, and he's got great for another first down grab down to the 16. Wilkins was in on Brady quickly, but he was able to unload it, pick up 12.
Wilkins does a great job coming inside 94, and Tom takes a little hit right here, but under pressure, Baker picked on Cameron Brate, who's like the all-time leading receiver in history here or something, right? Isn't it something?
He's moving up the list on all-time touchdown catches.
It's crazy. If Mike Evans wasn't here, Cameron Brate might break the record.
He's top 5
for this organization.
Yep, he's top 5. 8 straight pass plays by Tampa Bay. Now they run it. Fournette.
I honestly think they run the ball just to play action. Like, I think they do it just to create the opportunities for big plays. Otherwise, I don't think they would ever run off the ball. Tom hit his hand on that last one. You know, with Wilkins, you could see it was just a little, obviously not affecting him enough to come out.
This is what you're talking about right here.
Right there. Boom!
Ooh.
You can see that finger down.
Just saw this the other night with Russell Wilson, so be so careful. We'll see what he does here, 2nd and 6. Godwin, heavy traffic, squeezed through it, somehow picked up 3. Wilkins again on a play. Had the football on this possession for approaching now 6 minutes. They're just going to let this clock run down to the 2-minute warning, it appears. Such a fascinating combo to have Leftwich being his coordinator after they competed against one another a number of times, including in the playoffs. It's been quite a tandem, though.
Yeah, they are dangerous. Showing off again today.
And by Lowe's, official home improvement sponsor of the NFL.
Okay, we're back in the what they know as the Bay Area here. Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg across the way, and the guy from the Bay Area out west.
You want to talk about a big play? This is it right here. 17-10. If they get a first down here and they go down and score a touchdown and they get the ball back at half, 24-10. Oh, that's not good for, you know, any way you want to slice that if you're a Dolphin fan. Great for the Tampa Bay fan.
Brady calls Alabama out loud. 3rd and 3, and it's incomplete. The flag does come in. And Eric Rowe is going to be the culprit.
Pass interference. Defense, number 21. Spot the foul, automatic, first down.
Brady's eyes get him. He looks left, then he looks right, and then he comes back. And Rowe gets his hand there. I didn't see a lot right there, but this is what Coach is talking about. Brian Flores, he's like, we can't make those mistakes in key situations, and that's hurt this team. And right there again, Rowe with a little hand on the back of that shoulder you couldn't see, but the ref could be behind.
1st and goal.
They should run it here, but you just know Tom wants to throw another touchdown, doesn't he?
He's already got 2.
Alert, alert. 8. Opie. 8's the mic.
Got 1 second on the play clock. They're going to run it. Fournette. He's hammered right away. Roberts. Oh, Wilkins.
It's the right play call. You got to make him use a timeout.
We're back in 30 seconds after this from Lowe's.
There's a new team in the NFL.
One that plays for home. Everyone's home.
Whether you're a rookie or a seasoned pro,
this team has your back. We can help you tackle any project.
We're the Lowe's home team, and anyone can be on it.
Are you in?
Try out for the Lowe's home team today.
Coming out of a Miami timeout, and one of the great acting performances I've seen in some time by Christian Wilkins.
Oh, wow. The momentum got him there, right? That was almost like, that was Robert De Niro in his prime.
So easy to throw that body off like that. Out of the Clemson University School of Drama.
Been playing well this year, but that was not one of his best moves.
2nd and goal. Tom, got time to look and find Antonio Brown for a touchdown.
That looked like old Tom Brady. He's actually old Tom Brady right now, right? But old back in the day Tom Brady, standing in that pocket, so calm. And then looking and turning and firing like only he can with the patience of a 48-year veteran.
Well, they sealed the pocket for him.
They did.
The Miami native, Antonio Brown, has 4 catches for 82 yards and a pair of touchdowns. And the extra point is good by Suckup. 17 unanswered points in this quarter. The 2nd quarter doldrums continue for the Dolphins. Now down 14.
This is Antonelli's Cheese Shop. And we're...
Queen Latifah returns in the new season of the hit drama The Equalizer. That premieres tonight after 60 minutes on CBS. What's with the 2nd quarter this season with Miami? Same script, different week. 17-0 in the quarter, Buccaneers. After Miami led 10-7 after the first. And don't forget, coming up, the Verizon halftime report. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher, scores and highlights to take you around the league coming up on the Verizon halftime report, including Houston beating New England 15-9. They're already at halftime in Houston. Patriots today going without 4 of their starting offensive linemen. Might be part of the reason why right there. So Dolphins outscored 44-3 on the year in this quarter, but can they muster something here with 1 timeout to play with and 1:48? There you go. That's a drive starter. And that's Waddle.
And that's the guy I think that right now they have to get the ball to more and more. He's explosive. He's going to have a great career out of Alabama, their 1st-round pick. And you see just the wiggle, the ability. You know, right now they're throwing to him quickly, but that's a lot of that has been the offensive line. That's the reason.
Let's pick up a 21. Dumping it off. Gaskin scoots ahead for another 7. Gaskin with his 6th catch for 61 yards and a touchdown. And we got an injured Buccaneer. It's Lavonte David, who we had a great visit with this week, the cornerstone of this defense in many respects. 10-year veteran.
Doesn't look good with him slamming his hand down. 54 right here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Ouch.
Sue that.
That's not a guy. That, by the way, that's not a guy you want to run in your back. Sue is a monster.
We'll step away while the training crew tends to Lavonte David.
Can see us.
Yes.
I have $48 million.
What?
You gotta talk to the pastor. Get.
Sheldon?
Excuse me, I have to get.
See you checking out the drip, yeah, I'm splashing. Candy paint, woo, on the classic. Rams 24, if you ask it. We'll stay down, what? Thought that was established. Hey, whoa, gotta go. Pushing the gas down with my big toe. Hey, I'm like, whoa, gotta go now. Clear the way out here looking like a snowplow. Looking for that butter, already got the French toast. Hey, room service.
Go to NFLshop.com and get 25% off.
good sign. Levante David able to walk to the sideline. I was mentioning our visit with him. He's a Miami area kid, grew up a Dolphin fan. Zach Thomas was a hero of his. Went back in the offseason, got his diploma, something he always promised he would do. Graduated just back in May, went through the whole commencement. Kevin Minter comes in for him.
Yep, he's a great leader of this team. Great linebacking play out of him.
2nd and 4. That will be good for another first down. A catch by Shaheen.
Under pressure, ball comes out.
And he's limping. Shaheen.
It's actually how I run normally when I have to go to get something. I hope he's all right there.
Gaskin also, by the way, I saw Gaskin also limp off the field. Brissett, by the way, has thrown for 183 yards in this first half.
He's played a great half. I mean, they just can't stop Tampa at all.
Good throw. And the catch goes out of bounds. The catch by Gesicki. Gain of 8.
On the ball, stepped into that throw, fired it on the sideline. Perfect read. This is big if they can go down and score. This is keeps them in this thing.
Oh, the ball came out. Got knocked loose from behind. It's still on the ground.
Shaq Barrett with the strip coming around the edge.
Recovered by the Buccaneers. Sue has the football.
And a big part of this, you can't step up because people are in front of you. But he's got, you know, you're always got to be at the 8-9. He's 9 yards deep. That's where you got to step up a little bit. It's not all on the tackle there. You want to be up into that 8-7 mark by that point, behind the line of scrimmage. But Shaq, oh, and who has the ball, Jim? Who recovered it?
And Ndamukong Suh. So they had that tackle switch out. That's Eichenberg trying to hold off Barrett.
Yeah, but you see he can't step up because Golston pushes the pocket on Jackson inside. And that's just a perfect storm, right? Eichenberg was okay there. Quarterback's got to be up into that 8 yard. You can't be standing at 9.5.
Now Brady has 34 seconds, no timeouts. And as you mentioned, they get the football to start the third quarter. Throws that in the area of Brait.
That was actually really smart because Tom could have ran and gotten 4 yards, and that would have been really dumb.
Would it?
No timeouts.
Pretty much ended the half.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's just thinking, right? Where it's like, even if he gets 8-10 yards, it's not worth it right there.
Since the start of last season, I mean, Shaq Barrett, 7 turnovers he's caused.
This is the best front 7 in football. I mean, it just, they can shut the run down, then they have the pass rushers too, and it's just, then you bring in Todd Bowles and his creativity. It's just so hard to go against.
Here's Brady on 2nd down. And the catch in the field of play, Evans. Evans runs back, that's his 3rd grab. 3 grabs for 53 yards. 12 seconds and a spike. As they look on the sideline, what happened with that turnover? Tyler Johnson is summoned in. Brait comes out. Well, how far do you think he'll try to get this down the field, bring in Suck up?
Now you got to throw it really quick over the middle, but I think you're trying to throw it on the sideline. I mean, I've always said you could almost take 2 Hail Mary chances if you wanted to, but I just think you throw it quick and get out of bounds.
How about Brady racing to the sideline? Look at that! His longest rush of the season. Goes for 13.
That was a really great job. Now, this is right at that level where it's like you throw a quick 3 yard out, but Tom smartly knows if I get him to this spot, he have a chance to kick a 60-yarder. I think you just kick it here, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's able to run the football. Look at him. Able to run it far enough to at least give him a chance. Suck up.
We could call that running.
I'd call running.
It was a good jog.
60 yards here. 60 yards. Ryan Suckup's kick will hold the line. No good.
Was it long enough?
Not sure it was. It was about crossbar height, but the first half comes to a close. Holland back deep, trying to influence it somehow. Jack Barrett, who had the rip. Into the first half with the score, Tampa Bay 24, Miami 10. Halftime is coming up after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
Oh, sister of mine, I got you this.
The new iPhone 13 Pro?
It's on Verizon 5G.
I can't believe you got me this.
Yes, Verizon is giving one to everyone when they trade in their older damaged phone.
Oh, so like every sister can get this?
Yeah.
Every aluminum siding installer?
Why not? Every doula. They would have to. Every customer, new and old, can get iPhone 13 Pro on us. Because everyone deserves better. Everyone, horse trainers, manicurists, you get the new iPhone. We're alone.
I know.
What are we doing?
I don't.
Yes, it is week 5. Miami got off to a good start, scoring on his first 2 drives, leading 10-7 after the first, but then 17 unanswered by the Bucs in the second quarter. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wilson on site here in Tampa, and Tom Brady. It's just it is a broken record. He sets records, and breaks records, and all you can do is to sit back and marvel at what he does. 3 first half touchdown passes.
It's almost a record breaker. See what I did there?
You could see that.
I'm telling you, they're just so explosive and so good. You just can't stop them. It's literally, can they stop themselves? If they just throw and catch and you give the quarterback time, you just need to possess the ball and you need to create that big play, right? The tip ball, the sack, fumble. The problem is their defense is so good. This team is just so hard to beat. And Jacoby played great.
He played really well. You know, he got hit from behind there in the last minute of the first half, fumbled the football. 191 yards and a touchdown throw. But Tampa Bay deferring at the top. The Bucs now ready to start the third quarter, and they will from the 25. Tracy, let's check in with you.
Well, Jim, I talked to Brian Flores going into the half, and I asked him how comfortable he feels with Jacoby Brissett out there, knowing that he is certainly not 100% dealing with that hamstring injury. And he said, yes, he's definitely hindered, and it is definitely bothering him. He can't run as much as he would like to, but right now this is his game. They will reevaluate him, what they did at halftime, and they may see Reed Sinnett if Brissett can't go the rest of this game. Also, one other note, Levante David out with an ankle injury. Okay,
that was an ankle after all. And again, Miami thin quarterback with 2 on IR. And here's the handoff to Fournette for a gain of about 13.
Just another handoff right up the middle. Fournette does a good job getting small and breaking through. And no, I honestly think they just need to line up and play pass defense. When I mean that, I mean put the safeties back. Let them do that. I honestly think you should just say run the ball on every play. You're going to have numbers, you're going to have everything, but you are not going to throw the football. We're going to keep 2 safeties back deep, like him and him. Put them back and double team everybody.
Back again, they go to Fournette. Fournette goes under Phillips and plows ahead for about 3. They've got 80 yards rushing. The Bucs do so far in this game.
Well, the Buccaneers, you know, they made that switch last year, Jim.
Here's your next gen stats powered by AWS. Remember, that always goes first.
Ooh, that's my fault.
That's AWS. That's not me.
But next gen tells you their motion makes them really tough to guard. And you see just these little motions, it gets everything discombobulated for the defense. That's why next gen stats has worked out so well. They morphed that from last year, you know, starting off to where they are now. It's night and day.
There's a little throw for a gain of about 5. Even worked in a little discombobulated in that as you made up time.
I did. High level.
Mike Evans with that catch. Okay.
That's not good.
Is that a bad sign when Brady's out rushing you?
Wow. But I'm okay with that. Like, I actually think the game plan coming in was to actually, like, not run the ball very much. We need to throw it.
3rd and 2. All kinds of time, and held up for just a moment. Godwin tangled up with Needham, and they will punt.
There it is. That's how you stop them. You make this team run the football randomly, and then you get a 3rd and 2, and oh my gosh, they just miss one time randomly. Someone trips, a tip ball, and they have to punt. But you eliminate the explosive plays. That's your best way to stop an offense like this. Invite them to run over and over again.
First punt of the day for Pinion. Fair catch signal made at the 13 by Waddle. 41-yard punt. Jacoby trying to stay loose.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we.
Jacoby Brissett signing in the offseason as a free agent by way of Indianapolis. He was looking at 3 different possibilities. Philadelphia with his ties with Nick Sirianni back in Indy. He was the head coach at Eagles. Jacksonville. Brian Schottenheimer worked with him as well in Indy. Now coordinator down in Jacksonville. But Miami came home. Of course, he had his ties with Flores too. Here he is trying to dump it over to Gaskin, who's got a career high now, 7 catches. I don't know what you call it, but in 2016 he came in after Brady and Garoppolo. This was early in the season. He did well. Here's a rookie that time out of NC State. Andrew Luck retires. He got a chance to have the job. And of course Tua going out week 2 with the injury here. This is going to be an interesting week coming up for them. Tua is going to be, they're hoping, back in practice. They could take him off of IR. And of course they play in London next week. Here's the give. Gaskin's got his first big lane in the rushing game, and he's out across the 30.
And this is exactly right. You throw the whole first half, and we mentioned this in the opening, and then in the second half, these guys start rushing. 3 guys blocked Vita Vea on that play. 1, 2, 3.
Well,
but now, I mean, the defense is going to start to think it's a pass every play, right? So they start to rush the passer, and lanes open up randomly. And this is where you could actually start in this quarter to hand the ball off a little bit.
And that's what they've done. That was a 13-yard carry after having only 10 yards the entire first half on the ground as a team. Quickly over to Williams. Good balance. Got another 7.
You're exactly right. That looked like he was going to go down, right? Shifted that body, and then he says, I'm done.
Yeah, he's hurt. I mean, this wide receiver lineup again. Parker out, Fuller on IR.
I thought they were going to be really good, didn't you? At the start of the year, it's like, whoa. You thought? Will Fuller, we know how good he is.
Explosive.
Waddle, Parker.
This is the team, too, coming off of in 2020, 404 points, the most in franchise history. 2nd and 3. Good throw. Gesicki has it. And finally tossed down on the sideline. He got to the 40-yard line.
I like when you go, good ball. Because that was a good ball right here. He stood in, almost like Brady, waiting for your player to get across out in front, but under duress, you slide up your feet, you know what I mean? You're kind of like static in the pocket. You can't get all this momentum into it. That was a fantastic job. Jacoby Brissett playing a really high-level football game today.
225 yards passing. He's got 5 completions for 20-plus. That had been something they had. Black big plays through the first 4 weeks. Looking for a big gain again, and that's just out of reach for Hobbins.
Brissett just missed him here. He should have thrown it. Watch the middle of the field. Right there. And you notice he should have thrown that right at his head before he broke. Right there, the ball should be coming to him. And then once you wait too long, and now it's like, hey, you got to keep moving. But it's like, well, no, the window was there. And then that's where I'm like, trust your eyes and let it go.
They've had 13 straight pass plays on first down. Now this is 2nd down, 2nd and 10. Ahmed Was able to bounce outside, avoid about a 2-yard loss. Picks up 4.
I'm going to go on a record and say, if this Tampa Bay defense, they stay healthy up front, okay? I think they're going to break the record for
fewest
yards.
Average per game. That's what Ravens have that record, right?
Well, the modern day Ravens, I think, because they've got like a 1942. Okay. You have the Bears, you got another team. But yes, in 2000 Ravens with Ray Lewis, that dominant guys. I was talking to Todd Bowles about that. Sam Adams. You need those big guys inside. Siragusa.
3rd and 6. That's what they have. Big guys inside. They're coming after Brissett, who's able to unload and get it to Waddle. Wow, that was some play.
That was way better than the other play 2 plays ago that we thought was good. This was an outstanding. Pressures around him, but step up. There you go. Then reset and throw this ball flat-footed. And Waddle goes up, breaks out, sees his quarterback in trouble, and slides back. And you see his leverage and ability to move and create. Waddle is going to be a good one.
Brissett doing all of this, again, not at 100%. Strained a hamstring in the first quarter.
13 straight. That's our game plan coming in. I can't believe it. Someone actually did a game plan we came up with the whole time. This is amazing.
Here could be 14. It is. Sidearms it. And that's a catch. Gaskin rolls over for an extra half a yard, picks up just a couple.
Every week we come in and we're like, okay, this is what I think they should do, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, oh, do some more of this. And all of a sudden they're doing it fully. That's a catch.
Ball's at the 24. And if it wasn't, I don't think he would throw a challenge flag on a 2-yard gain anyway. So 2nd and 8. Gaskin's putting up big numbers with 8 catches. Williams is back after hobbling off a few plays ago. Look out from behind. Still on his feet. Able to get it to Gaskin. How about that? And Gaskin tries to stretch it out near the first. He's going to have 3rd and a long one.
Oh, my goodness.
Great effort.
You see Pierre-Paul, he's going to have a shot at him. So is Barrett. Neither one of them holds on to the ball. And the hamstring injury for Jacoby right now is allowing him almost to play within the pocket and stay in his reads, right? And right there, he did a good job to touch the ball. But to throw, I just think I like it. I mean, it's making him have to almost not use his athleticism right away and run. It's like you use that later on the 3rd, 4th receiver you go through, not after 1 or 2.
They need 1 for the first. 3rd down. Heaves it, in zone, not held on to.
Flags, though.
Williams was the target, Sherman was the defender, and yes, there's the flag in the end zone.
Was that ball perfect, or was it just me?
I mean, it was perfect. Could have been caught. I think it was such an emphasis.
Defense, number 5. The contact occurred in the end zone. The ball replaced at the 1-yard line. First down.
Yeah, Williams was so concerned about trying to get the feet down, he dropped the football.
This ball is.
There's the grab and the hold. Oh, yeah, right, the tug.
Boom, that should have been a touchdown. And Sherman, yes, definitely that's a penalty. But that ball, Williams should have caught that one.
They got a first down at the 1-yard line.
And you see, though, like, you could tell that he's a little hobbled, right, with that hamstring, Tracy's report. But it's more about his ability to play calm like that.
They got Wilkins in the backfield here, Tony, as the fullback on 1st and goal. Brissett wanting to go up top, rolls out, now throws incomplete. Intended for Smythe. And Brissett got knocked down, got hit hard at the 10-yard line.
Tell you what, Wilkins did a good job cutting. Watch 94 right there. Boom. Gets him down. But then he gets back up and goes after 92 right there. And, ooh, what a shot Brissett takes at the end by Minter. Ooh, that one should have been. He's open there, too.
Brady stays in the shade as this drive has taken almost 6 minutes. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Throw it.
Here they come. Lobs it wide open. Gaskin for the 2nd time. Touchdown, Miami.
This is really similar to the play Tom Brady and the Buccaneers ran earlier When we showed you the motion by the back and everyone goes across the field, they just do it underneath. Gaskin, you said, having one of his best games, using him a lot.
I'd say it's his best.
He's going to come underneath. The defense slip out.
Career high 10th catch, 74 yards, and both of Miami's touchdowns.
We got to give George Godsey and Eric Studesville a lot of credit. This game plan they've come up with has been outstanding today.
Extra point by Sanders down the middle to make it a 7-point margin. That was some drive. Brissett, 2 touchdown throws, both to Gaskin.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Royal Caribbean, rise to the vacation. Come seek. And by AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, and secure.
The Dolphins have just completed their longest drive of the year, 87 yards, leading to the touchdown. Brissett to Gaskin, and they've trimmed this now to a 7-point game, just inside 7 minutes to go in the third.
It was an outstanding job. Big plays, right?
Big time.
Pocket. Brissett coming up with them, and he needed it.
By the way, Saturday, the SEC on CBS kicks off at noon Eastern. Auburn versus 17th ranked Arkansas. And then at 3:30, number 11 Kentucky takes on top-ranked Georgia. Full afternoon of SEC football Saturday on CBS. What a night it was. Prime time. What a joy it was to watch the broadcast. Alabama and Texas A&M. Just an incredible night of football last night. And then day, too, with Oklahoma and Texas earlier in the day.
That was the Cotton Bowl, was that?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, my boys went to that.
Pass incomplete, intended for Howard. The Red River Classic. You live in Dallas, you know that.
Yes, I do. My boys had a great time. Hawk and Riv, they enjoyed it.
There's Brissett going through all of this. Charlie Fry played in this league. Quarterback.
Four down. Hey, 40 Mike.
On a 2nd and 10, they rush 5. Brady gets hit after he throws it out of bounds. He got hit by Jerome Baker. He's back up on his feet, but it's 3rd and 10.
You're going to see the hit. Brady has to wait another second for him to get open. That was great protection. That was a long time, but watch. See this? This is where I think teams need to do a better job. Get up there and hit them. You'll get these safeties back and help. But you got to be aggressive at the line of scrimmage to throw and disrupt the timing. That little half a second, for teams who stay and play off, you are dead against this team. They are too good.
3rd and 10. And able to convert with 2 receivers and 2 defenders in the area.
Well, once again, he gets a free release. 81 right here, Antonio. This is where you got to get up in here, hit him, touch him. I mean, how are you going to cover that? He's too fast. They run too precise routes. It's Antonio Brown, these guys. I mean, good job by the coaching staff to get him behind someone, but he'd still be heavy-handed there. Too soft by this defense.
5th catch for Antonio Brown. Here's Fournette. And Raekwon Davis got back on the active roster, makes the tackle. He had been out with a knee the last couple of weeks. Just gone a little flat here for Tampa, although it was a big 3rd and 10 conversion. They had a chance to maybe do something at the end of the first half. Punted on the first series here of the 3rd quarter. And we're in danger of getting off the field quickly here on their 2nd possession of the 3rd.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the more you watch this offense, I'm really impressed with Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich and Tom changing from the very beginning last year to what they are now. I mean, it is dramatic, the evolution.
There's a little jet sweep, and that's going to go for a first down to Godwin.
Just the start of last year, they would line up and almost say, our guys are better than yours. We're going to line up and play, run the ball. play action, just throw one-on-one. Now they have so much motion, stack releases.
Yeah.
You know, and it was, you know, Byron Leftwich, Bruce Arians. I mean, just I can't be more impressed that they could actually do that. And they morphed it a lot last year, but this year, this is their offense. This is who they are, and so much of it is like what Tom did before. They're just doing it with guys who have, you know, bigger catch radiuses, guys who have done this a long time that are good.
He ducks and falls as Phillips, the rookie, comes in on him. Gets his first full sack.
And this is where you miss Gronk. One-on-one, Phillips right here. That's a tight end. That's Howard. And Phillips is going to eat him alive over and over again. It's a first-round pick. I like him. He's going to be good.
He's looking like a great prospect.
I mean, his Jim, he's like 6'5", 260. He ran a 4.56. I mean, it's like one of those guys that looks like a perfect outside linebacker, right?
Second sack of Brady in this game.
Green 18.
2nd and 15. To Godwin. Couple screen. Got within one of the first. Great was one of those out there clearing the way. And there was a path for 14.
And another New England-y type play, getting empty. If you love the look, you go ahead and run it. If not, you kill it and run a different play, but it's perfect there. But if everyone had their hands up at the line of scrimmage, up in their face, then you couldn't do those things. And that's why I always say you're not going to trick Tom Brady. Your job is to say, he knows he's throwing it here, we know he's throwing it there, and just get your matchup where you can live with it, right? Let's make it where it's Howard on Evans, one-on-one the whole game.
Here's a
something like that.
3rd and 1. Fournette behind him. Oh, good fake. Now throws on the run to Godwin again, and a first down. Tom really carrying out that play fake. Gain of 12.
It's a great play fake because he can hand it off, and he chooses not to. And then him and Godwin just make the play. If you look, the other receivers aren't even running a route. They think it's just a block, and there's so much to this nuance of this offense, right? I mean, there's 3 plays in there. He could throw a bubble to the left. He could hand that off. He could play action it and throw it to him. It's like Tom has so much knowledge. He's going to make the right decision more often than not to get to the right play.
Now on first down, we'll go back to the ground. Fournette good for 1. Yeah, Brady telling us it's just getting more and more what it needs to be. It's you know, things they were working on. Better run game, better 2-minute, et cetera, had a bunch of things he felt were just an upgrade, you know, a second time around. Remember last year we were here over Thanksgiving weekend, Thanksgiving Sunday, when Kansas City beat them, dropped them to 7-5, and then of course they won out after that.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, just you talked about that. We could see them come. I mean, when they first started, they would just run trips, right? So 3 receivers over there. Now it's 2-by-2 now. See 2 receivers on the right, 2 on the left.
There's Fournette. Baker slips through that tackle. Holland is carried with him for another 10 yards. Holland trying to swing him down, and Fournette said, no, I'm going to keep going, and chugs along for an extra 10.
Right there, that's just a quick ball to the flat, but that's where I was talking about. They used to run all 3-by-1 in 2 minutes. Well, now they motion. Now they do this stuff where they go from 3-by-1 to 2-by-2, and then it makes it hard on the defense. And Tom,
watch this. Look at this effort right here.
Watch this by Fournette. That's great effort on that ball. And then there it is.
Here he goes.
Boom.
Got hit at the 19. Still goes. Oh, he did step out back at
I think he's improved since he's gotten here, too.
100%. Lombardi Lenny, they call him. Here's Jones. Got inside the 10 down to the 9.
And we talked to Coach Leftwich about the running back situation. Remember, and it was like, well, who is playing the most? I think they go with the hot hand a little bit, but I think that Fournette gets to play more because he's a little bit better in the pass game. And his ability to catch passes, like the one in the flat and finish, that's allowing him to be on the field more often.
He's caught 4 today for 43, 11 carries for 62. Jones is the back at the moment, Tony. 2nd and 6. Brady's hit his last 5 throws. Godwin. And by the way, Brady, with the previous pass completion, went over 300 for the game. He was up to 301, and now you can add a little bit more to that.
Well, this is why it's so difficult. He can throw it out here. So he's looking. He's like, if you want to be out here, I'll run the ball this way. But if you're going to be in here, I'm going to throw it out there. And that's why I think you just got to put him out there and say, run the ball. Don't give him these plays.
So 6 straight completions, another 300-yard performance. They're knocking at the door. They'll have a 3rd and 2 at the Miami 5 when the 4th quarter commences. You're watching the NFL on CBS. (24-17). Tampa Bay heading to the 4th and knocking at the door. Here's what we've seen so far. Gaskin with 10 catches. That ties a Dolphin running back record for receptions in a game. 7th to ever do so. Brady, 3 touchdown passes, 300 plus. Hands it off, and in for the touchdown is Fournette.
Fantastic job running downhill. Fournette, 1 bounce outside, but really this play was all because of the offensive line. And Josh Wells, the extra tackle, comes in, and he goes, and everyone goes down. Fournette goes out and finishes and runs right through 23, didn't he, Jim?
Yeah, well, you know how hard Fournette ran on this drive on that one play in the flat where he dragged Holland with him. He got rewarded, got the payoff touchdown, and concludes a drive that lasted 6 minutes and 59 seconds. Extra point by Suckup, and the margin is now at 14, 31-17.
Yeah, and that was 25, not 23. Howard right there with a chance. What a drive to answer.
Okay, we're back with Tom Brady and the Bucs having completed a 75-yard drive in 13 plays. Godwin had 4 receptions on the drive. Fournette had a big role in it too, including the touchdown. Okay, well, you may have heard us laughing coming out of commercial. You're just getting a look at Tom's Hardware. Yeah, look at Belichick and Arians hanging out the back. Yeah, he's got some hardware, all right. 3-time MVP. Got a whole shelf full of Super Bowl MVPs. 7-time Super Bowl champion. And what are those 2 guys doing in the background?
I think they're just, you know, Bill's doing what he normally does, just cooking some food and having friends over at his hardware store. But I think it's Tom's hardware store. He's having those guys over. Okay, Tom's good. Yeah, he's impressed. I think he's going to have a chance at another MVP this year.
Oh, yeah. Good time for Brissett. Gesicki's moved back, lost some yardage. You think you'd ever see Belichick in an apron?
Absolutely, I'm sure. I mean, that's kind of like him. He rolls up his sleeves, goes to work, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I don't think is interesting is Bruce Arians is pointing at his hair.
Yeah, he's like, hey, Bill,
put a hat on. It's sunny on you. Boy, that was terrible. There's some bad jokes in there.
Bruce Arians, who had his birthday last Sunday, the day of that game up at New England, turned 69. It's interesting. You look at the longevity of some of these guys, and I've been knowing Arians around the league for a long, long time. Of course, as a college assistant years ago, he was actually on Bear Bryant's staff, his last staff at Alabama. And then he went on, did great things as a coordinator at Pittsburgh, Indianapolis. His quarterbacks always raved about him. Then he went to Arizona, was coach of the year, and did wonderful things. Joined CBS for a year. And then finds this next chapter down here in Tampa.
I think it was a good call. He's in a good situation now, but he's really made this team. And he needs it here, though. 3rd and 10, he needs to stop it. If you're Dolphins, you need this.
Look at Brissett going for the deep ball. What a throw. But Preston Williams unable to run under it. He is going to be sore tomorrow.
It's an in and out. You got to help by the safety right here. but he runs right through him, and the ball just misses on the outside. As you see flying in, Devin White just may have made that ball tail outside.
At what point do you turn around and see if you've completed it? Trying to look around. His right tackle, Jesse Davis, incomplete. Velarde, as they have to give the football back to the Bucs. We've only punted once in this game. Mickens gets swarmed under a whole wave.
You know what? We should have a good discussion when we come back from a commercial here about the draft picks and what they've built in Miami.
Let's do it.
I have a couple thoughts on that.
Progressive presents At Home with Baker Mayfield.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by AWS. AWS is how the NFL can stat that. And by Progressive. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance.
Yes, this was back in '76, Tampa Bay's first NFL season. They hosted Miami in the first ever all-Florida matchup. Dolphins led by Benny Malone's 118 rush yards, won the game 23-20. Bucs were born in '76. Tom Brady was born in '77. Here he is, taking it from under center. Able to dish it off to Jones for another 13 or 14. Running behind Ali Marpet. Inside the NFL is now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. Get expert insight, exclusive commentary from the hardest hitting team in the game. Got James Brown, Phil Simms, Brandon Marshall, Ray Lewis, Michael Irvin, Julian Edelman. Stream new episodes of the Emmy Award winning series Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a give now to Jones. Giving them the 5. That puts Tampa Bay over 100 yards rushing for the day. 0 takeaways today. That streak of 26 in a row. It's the longest by any team over the last 8 seasons, actually.
Yeah, and that's a credit. Josh Boyer, Brian Flores, 2 great coaches, but they're going to need one today, I think, to come back and have a chance in this game. And did it happen right here? No.
I like your voice. As Brown picks up a first down with yet another catch, his 6th. Let's go back to James Brown and Boomer in the studio.
A long Eagles drive.
And a very defensive ball game between these two teams. Jalen Hurts is going to take it out from 1 yard out for a touchdown. Carolina still leads 15-13 and no more nuggets.
I was about to say, do you have another nugget for Jim?
Now, I know how he likes those nuggets, but I don't have one right now.
All right, Jim.
Boomer, how are we doing on the extra point since early 7 misses? All right. I think he's gone. But we like those nuggets.
Good talk, Russ.
Boomer's on it. Brown, by the way, just went over 100 yards
55.
with that catch. 6 for 101, 2 touchdowns. Uh-oh. To Evans! Touchdown, Tampa Bay! There is a marker down.
Well, the next-gen stat go route we talked about. I think it's going to stand because I think it's a penalty on Miami, number 40.
Defense, number 40. That penalty decline. Touchdown.
Tom Brady leading the league in go routes. And he throws another one. Byron Jones just gets beat outside and the ball hits him perfectly in stride. Mike Evans.
How about that throw?
It was dangerous.
Brady says, let's go. It's like he does on Mondays. He's got that podcast he does with Larry Fitzgerald and Jim Gray. Divulges a lot of inside stuff. I know he'll be happy on it tomorrow as the extra point is added. That is some throw. They got Evans now with 5 for 91 and a touch. Brown for 6 on 101 and 2.
That was as good a throw as it was a plug by you for that podcast, Jim.
Yeah,
very impressive.
I hear it. I listen every week. I love it.
NFL Game Pass.
Well, with the 4 touchdown passes, that now gives Brady 595 in his regular season career. And it comes against the team whose stadium is right off of Interstate 595. So 595 regular season, 678 regular and post. By the way, what a Sunday of football we have coming up, week 6. Starts early from London. Dolphins and Jags in London, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Chiefs in Washington will be the main game, plus other regional action. The great majority of the country will see New England hosting the Cowboys. We'll be at Gillette Stadium for that one. All beginning, of course, at noon Eastern with the NFL Today.
Evans with a go route. Dolphins giving up the most plays of 20+ yards this season. 25 plays, and that just added to it. That's been an area of concern.
Set somehow out of the way before he got hit from behind. He's got another 12 yards. He's been taking his lumps. Ahmed was the recipient of that. JPP.
And that was not a good job blocking there by Eichenberg. That's a tough matchup right there. At some point, JPP's going to get you.
Rushing 4 out of the backfield. They go back to Ahmed. He'll step out at the 41. So Todd Bowles' defense, again, they're going to have numbers rushing wise. They've only rushed it 8 times against him today. 8 for 34.
This has not been their offense's fault, right? This has been the defense can't. Dolphins are giving up too many big plays just in general this year. They're not getting off the field on 3rd down. And the offense, actually, this is one of the best performances I think this offense has had.
Well, there you go. There's the defense making the play on the takeaway. It's Dean with the pick off the hands of Waddle.
And right there, you see over time, just a tip ball, something happens, and Brissett throws this, and it's got to go around his hand, and just a drop by Waddle.
Brissett had not thrown an interception, Tony, since the 2nd series when he replaced in week 2 Tua against Buffalo. Had not thrown a pick in his first 2 starts, and that one really wasn't on him at all.
No, well, what happens is JPP's hand goes up, and when it does, he tried to throw around it. Now Waddle couldn't see for a second, and then he goes up and tries to grab it. It's out of his hands, tipped. Dean gets it. Boom, ball the other way. And you don't have room for error, right, in this game. And Coach Flores asking him what happened, and pretty sure he said something around what I said.
So Brady looking for more, looking down the field. Got a man at the 20. It's Tyler Johnson. Gets him into the act.
You see just the play action, and Tom just lays the ball out in front of him softly. Kind of one of those like, we're not done scoring
yet. He's moving in on 400. He's at 380 with the 4 touchdown passes.
I wonder what the most in a season is, yards by a quarterback.
Of course, all that's going to be different now with the extra week. So all the old records going to be hard to compare after 17-game season.
Yeah.
There's Johnson.
But you do have the ability to go per game average.
That's true. Let's go back to JB and Boomer in New York.
Boomer, you got to like this determination from the Bengals.
Yeah, terrific game here between these 2 teams. Joe Mixon, 8-yard TD run, 2-point conversion is good. It was thrown to T. Higgins. This game is now tied 22-22 with about 3.5 minutes to go in the game.
Back to Jim Nantz.
Good stuff, guys. Thanks for all these great updates.
That is strange. Cincinnati always kind of beats Green Bay there. It's weird. Like, I could just remember back when Mike Zimmer was over there giving Aaron Rodgers a tough time when they were coming in.
2nd and 1 from outside the 12. And that'll back up the Bucs another 5.
False start. Offense, number 76.
This will give you a chance. You said it going to break. You wanted to evaluate the draft picks for the Dolphins.
Yes, you're exactly right. I mean, I think they did a great job. You know, Chris Greer, of getting themselves in a position, Flores, to have a ton that allocate their resources and have a ton of capital in that first and second round. They had 9 picks in the first and second round in the last 2 years. 9. Now, the big thing everyone wants to talk about is Justin Herbert, right? We know that he's going to be great. But Tua still has plenty of time to become great as well. But that's one of the biggest ones. But the rest of this is where I go to. Austin Jackson is the left tackle.
Now the left guard.
Offense, number 81. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
You got a year ago they took
Igbinoghene.
Yeah.
He was drafted
inactive today.
Inactive, healthy scratch.
Yeah.
Not hurt. That's your first rounder in 2020 also. Tua out, we know him. Robert Hunt, Raekwon Davis, second rounder, that was good. Waddle this year, Phillips, Eichenberg, Holland. It's like we'll see those guys, but we just need more star power, right? We need one of these, 2 of these, 3 of these guys to really jump up and be like, wow, right?
Here's a 2nd and 11. Brady. It's going to be another touchdown for Evans. He whipped it in there. Evans caught it at the 5, turned around, made the move to the end zone, and he's got a 100-yard game and 2 touchdowns as well, just like Antonio Brown.
Brady stands in the pocket, fires, another zone coverage. You're going to see right in this area. Brady throws it to Evans, and then Holland has no chance. Talking about one of those draft picks, Holland, second rounder, who's going to be a pretty good player, right? Good ball skills, but he's young. Brady, Mike Evans show you what it is at the highest level.
Butch Brady over 400, 412 with 5 touchdowns. Suck up with the extra point. Blowing this thing wide open with 21 fourth quarter points. 45-17 Buccaneers and a romp.
You know what you can get for free?
You can get your free Experian credit report.
You can get your...
With 6 minutes to play in the third quarter, the Dolphins were within 7. They were within 7 at 24-17, and since then, Brady has gone 12 for 12 with 2 touchdowns and another touchdown rushed in by Fournette.
So are they still down 7, or is it 10 now? Or?
He has 28 now.
Tom Brady catching fire, doing it all underneath, standing in the pocket quietly. And I think Bruce Arians was right when he says, I think he's throwing the ball as good as I've seen since he's been here this week in practice. Proving that today.
How about this one right here? First time ever, a 400-yard game to go with 5 touchdown passes. You would have thought somewhere along the line he would have done something like that.
Nope, not good enough.
Not good enough. He's just not that good.
Yes, slowly turning into the player he wanted to be.
Now you know why he was the 199th pick.
Exactly. Took him this long?
Yeah.
Gosh. I did that in my 7th or 8th year.
Yeah. I did have a game of yours that you had numbers like that against Denver.
Yeah.
But I think it was 500 yards maybe.
It's always the talk, right? Is it me or Brady? Who is it? Who's a little better? It goes always down to the wire with every conversation in a bar. I know. Icing that hand that he hit earlier on the helmet.
Set. Complete out to the 47. I'll tell you, Brady almost had a 400-yard game with 5 touchdown passes. And it came against you and the Cowboys back in October of 2007. He had 388 and 5 touchdowns.
Oh, I remember that game.
48-27 final. Incomplete. I remember it too.
They were pretty good that year. I think they went undefeated in the regular season.
Yep. Was there for that one?
Good defensive play right there by Jamal Dean.
45.
Second and 10.
Go.
Gaskin, who's had a fine showing here today, picks up 5 or 6. I was mentioning Todd Bowles earlier. He was an assistant back in the Tony Sperano days down in Miami, hired to be Miami's DB and assistant head coach in 2008. And when Sperano was fired in 2011, Todd Bowles actually was the interim coach for the final 3 games of the season. Went 2-1 as the Miami head coach.
He's a great coach all the way around.
He's getting another chance.
He 100% is. I mean, he's at the top of the list for me. I'm at an organization right now after this year.
And his defense comes up with a sack. Vea and Barrett. What a tough combo that is.
One of those meet at the quarterbacks. They know you got to pass. They take a rush wide. And Barrett lowers that shoulder, gets the edge. And Brissett takes another wicked hit at the end also by Vita Vea.
So they bring out Pilardi to punt. All right, still sorting things out. Play clock has an issue.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jim, they're working on the play clock down there, and sometimes you can talk to them. Hey,
listen, let's talk about Miami's week ahead, okay? They've got to go after a bruising loss.
This one's
to
tough.
drop to 1-4. They got to go all the way over to London and play on Jacksonville next week. They're hoping to have Tua back at practice this week, evaluate him. Perhaps he could go next week.
He needs to. I mean, this team really needs him to be, you know, the guy who kind of carries them right in these tough, critical situations. Jacoby played great today. Not his fault at all. But I think, like, week in, week out, Tua's got to show you that he's capable of making those plays that really matter at the end, you know, the stuff that separates you. And I think he has some ability to do that, but next week will be a start for him.
Coming up, the State Farm postgame show. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher. They'll review all the 1 o'clock finals, what happened, all the highlights coming up on the State Farm postgame show. And we've got a backup coming in, Blaine Gabbert.
It's amazing. Tom Brady he always finished the game. Remember, it was like all those years in New England they'd play, but this is the right move. And he's got a hurt hand. He's icing it.
And, you know, all the word we kept hearing this week about Tampa, we didn't dwell on it much in our broadcast, as Gabbert's in shotgun, was the relief. Gabbert able to bounce right back into his arms and able to toss it over for a short gain.
Well, this is going to be a late hit, right? Roughing the passer. Number 92.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 92 with a late hit. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That comes after the catch by Cody McElroy, but it wasn't, you know, just any one person. And Bruce Arians was especially effusive about it was just relief, you know, going back there to win again. All the talk, all the buildup about the game against New England. You got through it. You know, if someone wondering how would they come off of all of that? Well, they've come out with a big fourth quarter.
That they have. You see, that's why they come out of it. Tom Brady, he doesn't rest. He consistently gets his team mentally ready, right?
Look at this run by Bernard for his pancake at the 45. Runs it for about 17. Hey, Tom said when it comes to the letdown watch, the secret is to not do less when you go through your preparation. After you've had some much build-up and all the talk, you have to go through the win like that. You don't slack. You come back. You don't let up at all.
I mean, when you're that good, it's like Jordan stuff. It's like they just like competition, and they love winning. And it's like each game is another opportunity to do that. So it's like it's fun. It's in their veins, and that makes them so special. It's like each opportunity you have to compete is actually an opportunity. It's not like it's work. It's joyful. And I think they exude that consistently, and that permeates around the building. And you know, he's going to get, I mean, Tom's 44. He's going to break
44.
Steve DeBerg's, record, who was the oldest, right, quarterback?
Yeah, DeBerg has the record, 44 years, 279 days. So that would mean Tom's an August birthday, so they'd have to go to next year.
Probably, but I mean, most likely he'll be back, we'll say, right?
I would think.
So he's 44 years, 60. And then Testaverde, who I ran into, Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah, I love Vinny.
All three of these guys are Tampa guys.
Still lives here in Tampa. All three of them
44.
played for Tampa. Yep. DeBerg, Testaverde, and
talking to Vinny about, because he played in New England for a year.
2nd and 6.
Backed up Brady.
Bernard.
And even he, you know, because Vinny was one of the great throwers of all time. He talked about how special Tom was throwing the football, his work ethic, and just everyone who's ever been around him. Can't talk enough about it. And I think Jacoby loved being around him, helped him. And I think Jacoby played a really good football game today. I just think he got caught against a juggernaut on the other side.
So tell me a little bit more about number 14 when he was at Tampa. Vinny Testaverde, and when he went on to Dallas, could he throw a football? Could he spin it as well as anyone?
Oh, yeah. I asked,
unbelievable arm.
I asked Coach Parcells back then. I was like, who are the best throwers of all time? And he said, as you see a good ball by Gabbert.
How about Gabbert's throw back shoulder to Antonio Brown?
Uh-oh, we're seeing the start of a quarterback controversy. Here it goes.
After his second pass, who will be the starter on Thursday night?
Right now.
I don't know. Against Philadelphia.
Wow, that was a frozen rope. Yeah, you're talking about throws. Coach Parcells said Jeff George was crazy. Vinny Testaverde, they could really spin it as far as just throwing, right? And then I think people have never really seen, they always thought Tom.
As Bernard tries to get outside and won't, loses a yard.
Tom is the most effortless thrower ever. In other words, it looks like he's not throwing it hard and it doesn't look hard, but it's spinning and it's hard and the ball comes at you quickly, and he's a perfectionist at that. I think one of the great things he's done in the NFL was he was the first one to start looking at it technically, right? It wasn't just get your arm up. You know, when you grew up, it was like all these things were just, you know, simple terms, right? But he actually dissected the ground force with the shoulder plane the ball, and he ended up getting like your swing coach, right? He had literally a throwing coach before anybody. And I think all these reasons are partially why he's been able to play. So
there's Gabbert in and out of the hands. McElroy had catch earlier.
$12 million in the field. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
The Bucs are actually about to go through a pretty long stretch away from here. Yeah, they just came off of a 2-week road trip, if you will, to the Rams, to New England. We'll be playing again on Thursday night at Philadelphia. They got Chicago. We'll be here for that one, Tony. Doubleheader game, national doubleheader. At New Orleans, a bye week, and at Washington. So then you got a game against the Giants here. So that's 2 through the end of November at home total.
I just don't see how you can beat, as you hear the
somebody just randomly sets off the cannon. Yeah,
let off the cannon here.
Is that a penalty?
No, it's okay. It's safe. But I don't see how you beat this team at home. The Buccaneers, like, someone's going to have to be outstanding. But to come into Tampa with the way that Tom is able to communicate and get to the right play, much more difficult than it would have been, you know, last year. Because now he has so much at his disposal. And obviously fans.
3rd and 5. Gabbert has Johnson at the 5-yard line. He was one wiggle away from scoring a touchdown. I'm surprised the cannon actually that went off, they actually had any more gunpowder to let it go one more time. Only reserved for scoring plays usually. It's been busy, and there's more to come maybe with 2 minutes to go.
This is sponsored by Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL, and by Geico. Happy Geico-y. Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Just 2 minutes to go. What will the Bucs try to do here with just 2 minutes to go? They have been throwing the football on this drive with Gabbert seeing this series. They've scored 50 only one time in franchise history. They're going to do a kneel down instead and be in with a 45-17 triumph to go to 4-1. There's Carolina.
Wow. Atlanta, I mean, this division is loaded. I think Carolina is even better than their 3-1 record. Are they going to win today? Are they playing?
They're in a fight with Philadelphia. That is late stages, and they're down 3 with 2.5 to go.
Wow, New Orleans is very talented. We know that. Making the change to Winston, so offense switching a little there. Then you got Arizona, you got the Rams, you got the Cowboys.
You got the State Farm post-game show coming up. You got JB, you got Phil, you got Nate, you got Boomer, you got Coach Cowher.
Are you doing the same thing I did, but with those guys' names? You're not football teams?
You got the State Farm.
This is the parody,
show
right?
Coming up after the game.
It's gonna be hard to make the playoffs, right? It's like there's like 7 teams all like the same, like talent. It's like all of them good, and then he's like, okay, there's Tampa then right there.
Be the 4th most yards for Tampa Bay in a game in franchise history.
Tom Brady's going to break the yardage record this year.
We're going to have bonus coverage coming up, Tony. He jogs to midfield. Coming up, you got bonus coverage, including New Orleans and Washington. They still have 5.5 to go in that game. So last week, he beats Belichick and the Patriots. This week, he beats another New England alumnus and Coach Flores and the Dolphins.
Peyton Manning, 2 weeks from now, I'm going to bring this back up, Jim. Peyton Manning, his 2nd year in Denver, 2013, breaks all the season records. Tom Brady's 2nd year at Tampa Bay. He's going to break all the passing records this year.
All right, there you go. You heard it here, folks.
Yardage.
Save the tape. It's likely to be true. Tony, we're going to be all set next week for Dallas at New England. The Patriots have stormed back from 10 down late to take the lead over Houston on a Falk field goal.
And they're going to win that game without 4 offensive linemen. Starters are out.
It's not final yet. There's a penalty on the last play of the game there that will give Houston one last. Well, no, it's over. It is over.
No, I said it was final.
It's final. They heard you down in Houston.
Jim, I'm going to let you throw one of your great throws to JB here in a minute. I'm going to do it.
Just waiting for the hard count. Okay.
I'm going to count it for you.
45-17 final for Tony Tracy. Jim Nance saying so long from Tampa, where the Bucs win it 45-17.